Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's a bit chilly this evening, but we're gonna start off where we left off on the Ducati, getting all the plastic pieces away from the engine so we can further diagnose that bad engine. Rest in peace, Pipsqueak 2021. Okay, wow, this bike looks insane right now. Everything has been stripped to the front, and now I'm working on getting this axle out of the center frame piece here because it is actually bent. As you can see, it's literally shaped like a banana. And from the top, you can see it's kind of an oval. I'm working on getting these rings out of the way so that I can slide this tube out, as there is a washer that is sealed onto the tube, so I can't take the tube out yet. In order to get this ring out of the way, I have to take off the ignition. So I'm gonna start taking that off and getting this tube out. Huge progress is being made to the front of this bike. I'm getting all the radiators and all of the old broken plastics off. Now, as you can see in there, the engine looks like it just has cracks on the head right there and right down there. The only crack that I can see as of now is on the head right there, and that's where all the oil is coming out from that blown gasket. Let's go underneath this Ducati and see what it's all about. You can see the head damage and where the gasket blew right here. I don't know if it's blown over here or not. It does not look blown, it looks fine. But this bolt got smashed and pushed out of the way. Everything else down here is looking really good. No damage so far, other than this little plate for the exhaust or for the headers. But other than that, everything is looking really good. There was still a decent amount of coolant when I took this lower radiator off in the lower radiator and these tubes, as well as this top radiator that was sitting right behind the header. I've got a lot of homework to do. I need to figure out how to disassemble this fan assembly, as I couldn't figure it out even with all of those screws completely taken out. And I gotta look for a new head online so I can replace this old one and replace the gasket as well. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. managed to get the lock from the rear fairing out very easily. It was actually a very simple process. I put all the pieces as well as all the bolts back just so I remember where they go, because there's a lot of pieces on this bike. Unfortunately, there was nothing cool in the rear compartment. I was super bummed about that. It was just some wires for the rear license plate light and turn signals, which are deleted on this bike. I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of the way Ducati designed these fairings in the back of the rear here, because on this Honda right here, this whole rear fairing is one piece. So it is a pain in the butt to get off and to replace. So I love the way Ducati designed this because it is super easy to change out, especially if you have like race fairings for track days or stuff like that. Funny how I'm going from least difficult to most difficult. This key ignition was pretty difficult to get because Ducati makes these anti-theft bolts that act as a double bolt. I sat out here for at least 10 minutes just looking at the anti-theft bolt, figuring out how I was even to get that out. Here is the ignition itself. This is what I will need to replace. Now guys, for the hardest part of them all, the gas tank cap. Change of plans on the tank key. The only ways I could figure out online how to take this off or remove it is to actually drill or get someone, a locksmith, to come out and pick this lock for you so that you can access all of the bolts which take this outer cap off. I feel like the smart thing to do is go with option 2, as I don't want to mess up anything, especially by the gas tank with either sparks, and there's a bunch of gas still in the gas tank. So I'm going to leave it up to the professionals for that one. You know what? Forget what I just said. One Amazon order, a YouTube video, and 30 minutes, and I'm gonna unlock this myself. As you just seen earlier, I got all the wiring together, as I'm going to need to order a bunch of new connectors for the wiring harness in the front, trying to save that body harness so I don't have to order a whole new harness and splice in all those new connectors. As well as getting this rear stand for the Ducati so it's more stable while I have it in the garage just on one wheel. I tried and I failed on trying to pick the lock for the gas tank on this Ducati. So I have a professional coming out and he had to order a special tool just to pick this lock. So I'm curious to see what he has, but he's gonna pick it for me. So we'll cut to that. that was Ron. He's a professional lock picker. He came out with some tools, not the special tool because he said that was still on back order and he hasn't received it yet. But he came out with some tools, tried it out, and he wasn't able to get it picked because Ducati apparently has a special lock for their gas tank on their newer bikes. So he said that tool will be in a few weeks. So he's gonna contact me when he has that tool and we'll get this pick unlocked. New day here at the shop, guys. So I wanted to show you guys some parts that had just come in the mail. This is the very front piece that connects to the frame for the headlights and the screen. And in here, this is where the good stuff's at. We have the gasket for the front horizontal head on the engine, some washers, that special bolt that I was talking about last time, and here is the actual cover head cylinder, horizontal. Let's crack this open. Fresh from Ducati themselves, all OEM. I'm hoping this is a perfect fit. Nothing else needs to be changed. I just need to research what type of sealant I need to use with this gasket along with this head, and we're gonna slap these in. But I've got an update for you guys on the garage. So here's the garage as of right now. Me and my dad are drywalling the whole garage as well as putting insulation up on the top. This is where the garage is at right now. That's why I'm not doing any of the projects in here. And once we finish the drywalling in the garage, I'm gonna get back on the front part of this engine on the Ducati. I'm gonna put the cylinder head as well as the gasket on the engine. Then I need to order the ignition and some keys so that I can try and start this thing up and see if the engine is 100% good. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.